My name is Nazia Hashimiyar. I have been working with Radio Television of Afghanistan as a journalist, and recently I evacuated from Afghanistan to the USA. Afghanistan is a very great country actually because it's my homeland. I really like it and respect it as there is still war, there is still Taliban right now, they're in Afghanistan. Right now, there is no right for education, there is no freedom, and there is nothing. Unfortunately, Afghanistan is a historical country. It has a very long history and nice people actually. But unfortunately, after fall of Kabul to the Taliban, the girls don't have allowed to go to school. They don't have right of education. They don't have a right of getting job or going to the jobs. I have been working with the TV as a journalist, as a news presenter. Also, I was working with the administrative office of the president as a communication expert, which after coming the Taliban to the power, I lost my jobs. A female journalist, which was too much hard being a journalist in Afghanistan actually. After this that I became a journalist in Afghanistan for 4 years. After coming the Taliban to the power, I lost them. After 1 year, I made it to came USA. Unfortunately, I lost my mom and dad 2 years ago. I was living with my brothers there, and it was much more good and enjoyable for me living with them. But unfortunately, when the Taliban came to the power, I lost my family. I left everything behind, my homeland, my families, my hopes, my desire, everything I left it behind. But I hope one day I can make it back and made it to go to back and start from the zero. Just in one backpack, I put all of my hopes and desire and take it and just left the country. When I was leaving the country, I was just crying at that time. I never forget those moments that in the airport, just I'm like a person which lost everything. So think about that it's much more hard and difficult for a person, for a lady, for a female Afghan journalist which work hard a lot to reach at this position, to be a successful journalist in the future. But in one day, when a group of terrorists like Taliban came to the power, like me, there are thousands of girls that lost their hopes, lost their jobs, lost their education, lost their right of education, lost their right of freedom. It's much more difficult for the people of a country which suddenly in one day everything became changed. The government collapsed, everything. Unfortunately, last week we had a suicide attack in a center in Afghanistan. Girls were busy for education, for learning. Unfortunately, 28 of girls killed on that suicide attack, and it was much more hard for me to hear about. When I hear news regarding this, I really become in shock. I get shocked and just like cry. Oh my God, what is going on there in my homeland in Afghanistan? I think about those ladies like me, which is still there in Afghanistan on that much hard time. 24th of September, after 1 month, so I was too much happy. Oh my God, unfortunately I received that email that I can evacuate and left this country and save my life. Just I was happy for this. Okay, right now I'm in a safe place. I can start a new life. I can start a new career. And because of this, I was happy. But I was sad because of my country, my family, which they are still in Afghanistan, in Kabul. I was living in HC camp, Abu Dhabi humanitarian city. It was belong to Arab people, UAE. They host the refugee, but unfortunately, when we don't have right of going outside or we don't allow to go outside, we were just in an area which we don't have any right to go outside. That's why it take too much long time, and right now I'm in a jail. It was like a jail. We are a prisoner. It was too much hard, but fortunately I get a job there in HC. I teach English for adults at the beginner level. Life and time pass like this there in HC, with lots of high worry and depression. I can tell you, because I was there alone, without any family, without anyone, just I was there alone. I'm really happy to hear from my colleagues from World Relief. They explain everything to us, that how you can resettle, how is your right, what is your goals, and what you can find a job, what you can go to college, or how you can learn English classes for those who don't know English. Everything explained by them. It's much more better and good. So right now I'm living with my brother here. It's a small apartment. It has just one bedroom for them. For me, there is nothing still. Just I'm waiting for the resettlement part of World Relief, that they can solve this problem for me at first. We can move to a big house. I have to have my resettlement. I have to have a room actually, because here in this apartment it's too much small, and this apartment is belong to my brother's family. And I hope that the World Relief Agency have this opportunity for the refugees, especially girls. Really, they want to continue their education. I need to learn new things here. I want to continue my education. Beside of that, I want to learn faculty of computer science, IT. So just I'm right now seeking for those jobs. There is lots of opportunity for those jobs as well. Of course, I can share with you guys regarding World Relief. Everything is very good. We know that, we realize that the loading of work is too much on them. I'm really happy from them regarding whatever they are doing for a refugee, Afghan refugee or another refugees. It's really good and we really appreciate it. Here everything is good for me. I'm free. I have right of education. I have right of getting a job. I have right of human right actually here. I'm hopeful for everything, for having a good life, for living.